Hello and welcome to the CLAT Possible YouTube channel. Today, it gives me immense pleasure to talk about this very, very interesting topic, which is the evolution of legal profession. And why is that? That is because of the fact that there is an entire shift in the mentality of the society towards the legal profession. Let me start at the very beginning. When I was in my 11th and 12th standard, I opted for non-medical because I was preparing for engineering. And why was that? Was I interested in it? Not really. Then why would I do that to myself? Well, because everyone was doing that around me. That was the trend. If you were smart, you would either opt for engineering or for the medical sciences. And what about the kids who weren't that smart? Yes, you guessed it right. They would opt to become a lawyer. Thank God that has changed. Well, why has that changed? Because the society has changed. The ever-evolving society has brought forth a lot of questions, a lot of demands. There are debates around whether or not same-sex marriages should be legalized. There are debates around the fact, whether we should give, a leave when a woman is on her periods. Right? There is a debate around the fact that whether or not marital rape should be penalized. There are questions such as, what if a driverless car meets with an accident? Whom will we make liable? After the COVID-19 pandemic, there are so many people who are working from home. Are they supposed to get the same salary as the employees who are sitting in the office? Should they also get the same benefits of employment or not? Are the working hours of people who are working from home the same as the ones who are working from the office? If I'm a freelancer and I get a gig and I do a project for somebody and that person doesn't pay me back, but I haven't really made a written agreement because, well, I just didn't. Now, which statute should I use to make sure that I get my rights? This and many, many more such questions is the reason why there has been an evolution of legal profession and an increased demand for people in the legal profession. So let's start at the very beginning, yes. Now, as all of us are aware, that India was under the rule of the British, and the British thought that they were here to stay. And which is why they were the ones who legalized, who formalized the legal profession in India. Now, how did they do that? You see, back in 1726, they established the courts in Calcutta, Madras, Bombay. But you see, Indian lawyers were not allowed to go and practice in the Supreme Court at that time because of whatever reason under the sun. Well, that had to change in 1926 when the British passed the Indian Bar Council Act and they opened the door for Indian lawyers. Right after that, of course, we gained our independence, we made our constitution, and that is when the government of India realized that, listen, now we need to really formalize things. We need to make some kind of a council for all these lawyers, wherein these lawyers can come and get themselves registered and we can make them advocates. And hence, that led to the formation of the Bar Council of India and the state bar councils. And this was due to the recommendations of a committee under the chairmanship of S.R. Das in the year 1951. 10 years after that, the Advocates Act was passed that spoke about a lot of rights and duties, roles and responsibilities of the advocates in India. Now, that was the history of the legal profession. What about the current scenario? What are these councils doing now and what are the advocates doing now? Now, we are promoting legal reforms. Legal reforms such as the fact that even a transgender has a right of self-identification. Reforms such as the fact that there should always be a clear distinction between the judiciary and the executive. Reforms such as that the right to privacy is an integral part of a fundamental right enshrined in our Constitution under Article 21, to name a few. We're setting standard for advocate etiquettes because they are the torchbearers of reforms in our society. Yes, we have made guidelines for disciplinary committees in these particular councils because, like any other organization, people look up to this organization. So hence, things such as, safeguarding the females in the system, safeguarding the interests of any kind of weaker section becomes immensely important. We are promoting legal education, and that is very, very important, because as a citizen of this country, even if you don't want to become a lawyer, let's say, as a citizen of this country, you ought to know what is right and what is wrong, because ignorance of law is not an excuse in India, right? We are providing legal aid to the underprivileged in India, and this is one of the most honorable profession that there is. I'm not taking away from any other profession, but yes, giving free legal aid and equal justice to the poor is one of the most important factors of the legal profession in India. We are also recognizing foreign law degrees, by the way. In fact, in the previous year, we signed a memorandum of understanding with the Australian government, wherein we said that we will be mutually recognizing each other's degrees. And so the times are changing and they're becoming even more exciting now that foreign law firms are also allowed in India. Yes, we framed code of conduct and list of duties that are to be followed by the people in this particular legal profession. Now, what is it that makes this profession different from the others? What is it that we actually do? So let me start off with the very first one, dispute resolution. Now, guys, I'm not just talking about going to the court, yes. I'm also talking about out-of-court settlements. Out-of-court settlements or alternative dispute resolutions such as arbitration, mediation, conciliation, lok adalat, you name it, we have it in India. Yes, the next one is upholding the basic rights. Of course, a citizen can uphold his basic rights, he can fight for his basic rights on his own, but not everyone is aware of the nitty-gritties of what is mentioned in the law or what is the best possible way to ensure that you get your rights. And that is when legal professionals help such people in India. We are preserving the Constitution, as we must and everyone should, because ours is a democracy that is based on the rule of law and the highest law book of our country, which is the one that gets the most amount of importance, as it should, which is our Constitution. Yes, maintenance of ethical standards. So not just legal standards, but also ethical standards through our conduct, through the way we talk, through the way we deliver our judgments. Yes, protection of human dignity, of course, is the most important thing, not because of anything else, but because of our Constitution that makes it our fundamental right. And finally, we are contributing to social engineering. And what is that? Well, the society is changing, right? Gone are the days that we used to talk about live-in relationships in, let's say, hush-hush tones. Now it is being spoken of. And so hence we are also talking about the registration of live-in marriages. Now, whether you like it or not is a separate issue altogether. But whatever are your changing demands, the legal profession is responding to it. So, well, that is that about this particular profession. If you found this video informative, kindly like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel for more such informative videos. Thank you.